Hey, Brad Elterman here.
Henry Flores.
We're both with BuzzFoto, BuzzFoto.com, and we want to welcome you to BuzzFoto's Paparazzi as an Art Form.
The Paparazzi camera bag, the sequel. Backed by most popular demand, we have to do this video, the sequel, because this video has been viewed by thousands. I think we're into the 500s of thousands of people that have viewed this video, consistently getting, requests, questions about what I use and why I use it and so forth. It's just a phenomenal video. And so therefore I made modifications, and this time I'm going to go into a little bit more in depth up to what I have added into my camera bag. I'm going to explain the types of bags that I'm actually using, so it'll answer some of your questions. And we're going to start off with one of the main bags that I have, which is a very famous bag now, which is called the donkey bag. It's D-O-M-K-E. It's the donkey bag, and in this camera bag is where I contain basically all the work material that I have for my job. So let's start off with the first camera that I have, camera number one. This is what I call the short lens. In the short lens, I use the 17 to 55 2.8 lens. This is the lens that I use when I know I'm going to be up close and personal with a celebrity. Typically, I use this lens when I know there's going to be other photographers out there, and I know these other photographers, they're going to want to get up close and personal because they don't know how to give the celebrity space and respect, and so therefore unfortunately we have to use a short lens. With this short lens, I use mostly the vertical position because the celebrity standing up. I hardly use the horizontal position unless I want to get a landscape view of everything that's going on. But in here I have some of the essential things that I attach to this, which is a bracket, a flash bracket. The flash bracket, I use it with our flash, and this is one of the essential things that you need to have because this protects your flash from being broken by certain photographers out there that are not so keen on working next to a competitor. Anyway, and so what they tend to do, if you have the different type of bracket, they tend to hit your flash and break it off its shoe. And so this allows it to stay away from everyone else and put it in a vertical position so that you have more control of your shooting. And not only that, it gives you a closer, tighter scenario as opposed to if I had the flash here and I had to shoot like that with my elbow out. This allows me to stay in. Anyway, so one of the most important things to have is the bracket for your flash. Inside this camera bag I carry 70 to 200 Canon lens. It's a 2.8. This is one of the biggest workhorses that I have. I use it all the time. That's why it looks a little bit used and beat up, but it's still working perfectly. And I have it with a plastic hood. And the reason why I have it with that is because whenever a celebrity walks into a store, you want to be able to put it right next to the window, and you want it to be able to flex, depending on the angle that you're using without getting any reflections. And so this is one of the most important things to have. In here I also have another lens that I don't use as much anymore, which I wish I did, which is the 28 to 70. I believe this lens got replaced with the 24 to 70, which is a much wider lens, but this one works still perfectly for me. And whenever I do events with my family, or I do portraits of somebody, I take out this lens again. I obviously have my extenders 1.4 and 2 in here also. Another important thing that I carry is the battery pack. The battery pack I use with my flash, and allows it to recycle faster. And that's Lumidyne that I use, and the reason why I use it is because it has a faster recycle time. Okay, and so that's it pretty much for this camera bag. Now let's take out the most important camera bag, the one that I get all the questions about. And this is the cheapest bag that you could possibly, that you could ever buy. This camera bag is basically a military messenger bag. You could buy it at any military surplus store for 20 bucks. And all it is it has a messenger flap, so you could open it up, right? But it has no zipper, and that's the key. Once you have zipper, then basically it makes the bag close on itself, and therefore it hits your camera every time you take it out. Like this, it gives you a nice opening so you could take out your potato masher. This potato masher is basically the lens that I've been using the most. This is my new workhorse. I'm trying to stay away from using the smaller lenses because I do want to go back to the older days where, you know, we used to shoot from far, give the celebrity their space and respect, and let them do whatever they need to do. And so I shoot with a Sigma 120 to 300 lens, 2.8, fantastic lens, with my second camera 40D also. And that's it.